Hey guys, it's Time Interviews. We are here with Frankie from Emmure. How you doing today, man?
I'm good. Good to see you.
Look at Yourself has been out for a bit. People have digested it. How have the crowd reactions been thus far on Warped Tour? Like, how have they been versus the venue tour that you guys did before?
Well, I can say since this is the last day of Warped Tour that every day has been pretty successful in terms of response. So I think people like the record. I don't know.
People were honestly responding very well from the dates that I saw. I went Vegas, Pomona, San Diego.
I've seen you around.
Yeah, and people have been loving it. So I mean, to talk about that though, there's like kind of a comeback story in a sense because you guys were on a hiatus of sorts.
Sure. Yeah.
So how does that feel to like not only be doing well, but to be doing well from like being gone for quite a while?
Yeah, it's funny, looking back on what I was going through in 2015 and where I'm at now is definitely a huge difference. So I mean, it was a long journey and battle to get where I'm at right now, and I'm happy with the results. I mean, I'm not really sure what it looks on the outside, as you explain. that kind of making a comeback kind of thing. I've been too busy just living it to call it a comeback. So it feels good that people are just into the record and still following the band and still love to see us live. So what can I say?
Lyrically, were you writing things in the off time before you even knew that this would come to fruition with, Josh and Phil and other Josh?
Yeah. I mean, my creative juice has always been flowing regardless of where I've been at in my career and my life. So when it came time to work with Josh, it was kind of just like a great meeting of the minds. I had some material I've been sitting on, and I was able to dive into his world and see what he'd been working on. And riffs he's been writing, and we just kind of started to mesh off each other, and it was the smoothest writing process and experience I've ever had being in a band, honestly. So it's a blessing in so many different ways to have Emmure be where they're at right now.
Yeah, I want to talk about that. So, Josh is crazy. He's known for being a crazy guitarist. So, what was it like? What did he bring to the table that you never saw in your previous writing sessions with, the old members of the band?
Well, I mean, not to take it away from anyone that's, been a part of Emmure, past and present, obviously. But, having Josh in the band just opens the doors to all kinds of different things and basically new ideas. You're working with a whole different person, a whole new entity. And, everything's gonna be different. It's just kind of what it is. Even when we had, member changes in the past, those new members stepped in and brought new elements to the table. So now I think this time around, what makes it really unique in general is the fact that he is a master in his own right at what he does, and I have my own taste that I enjoy, and we just kind of put those worlds together. Like I said.
Yeah, and how does that work to get the same Emmure sound? Like, I mean, nothing strayed away from like the vein of Emmure. It's still very Emmure. So how did you guys collaborate with that? Like,
I mean, I think people don't realize I write a lot of the music for the band. Yeah. So that didn't really change this time around. Only now I was able to. Oh, check this guy out. Come on, give me one.
Yeah. There we go.
It wouldn't have been complete without the actual toot in there.
You're right.
All right, hold on. We're good. So I don't know what I was saying anymore.
You were saying that you write a lot of the music for Emmure.
Right. So I do all that for the band, and getting the chance to work with Josh meant that a lot more of my ideas were able to kind of come to the front door without having to deal with all this red tape and people wanting to get their stank on the fucking on the plate or whatever. So I don't know. I mean, where Emmure is at creatively in every single way, just even personally, it's just on a whole different page. So I can't see enough good things.
Yeah. So what did that look like? Were you like sending voice memos of your guitar playing, or were you guys in this like living together for a bit?
We had spent some time together. Actually, me and Josh first. When we started writing the album, it was November 2015, and I'd spent Thanksgiving actually in St. Louis, where me and Josh had first started collaborating and wrote a couple songs. And then I went back to New York, and we would make phone calls, he would send me stuff, and then actually we did our first tour together in April 2016, and then that's when, that tour, we sat down and we're like, all right, now we're going to write the album, now we're really going to make it happen. So we went to Sacramento, where my drummer lives, and me and him lived in a studio together for like pretty much like 4 or 5 weeks and just like lived it, and just sat there, went through the songs, tried vocals, worked on material, and pretty much lived the album all the way through. And then we lived together even more when we recorded it over in West Hollywood. So yeah, we spent a lot of time together.
Yeah. So one thing I want to talk about is, was there anything like that was, in the meeting that sort of that where you were like, yo, I want to leave this out of the new album, and maybe something that where you're like, this is what I want to bring?
Every Emmure album, same idea every single time. All I say to anyone that's involved or ever been involved is that I just want the best ideas. Bring your best shit to the table. That is what I want an Emmure record to be. It's never about what it shouldn't be or shouldn't have or what the riff should sound like. I never ever say that shit. Does it sound dope? Put it on the record. That's it. So anytime that we had an idea I thought was fly, we just put it on the board, and we wrote actually more songs that are on the record. And we must have recorded maybe 17 or 18 tracks that never made it on. So
perhaps for the next record.
You never know. You never know.
All right, and then also I want to talk about the message behind the title, Look at Yourself. What does that sort of mean to you? How does that relate to the song title and the song meanings as well?
I want to answer this question by first saying that I think explaining art kills art, but because I respect you and I like you as a dude, I'll answer your question. I did a lot of interviews where I explain the title and stuff, so pretty much even now, looking back on what I said then, it's the same. It's it's kind of like an introspective album where I took a lot of jabs at myself and I did a lot of self-examination, you could say, and the title in itself kind of explains the entire vibe of the album. You can, if you listen to the lyrics and follow the songs, you can clearly see there's a storytelling about a person who's going through some hard times and figuring out things about themselves they don't like, and in turn kind of telling the listener to look at yourself as well, kind of, because we're all flawed, we're all very deeply flawed, so I think look at yourself kind of spins that message home.
And also, how do you think this compares to the rest of the Emmure discography?
I think it's the best Emmure record to date, to be quite honest with you. I think it's the best record front to back. I know people will watch this and say that I'm wrong, and that's great. I'm happy people disagree. I'm glad people have a favorite, but I truly believe that what we did with this record, and Look at Yourself, is the most special record I've ever made personally in my life. So I take that to the bank with me. I hope some other people feel the same way.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so lastly, what is your favorite song on the album, either to perform live or to just listen to at home?
From the album?
Yep.
Damn, it's a hard one. I like the intro a lot. I like You Asked For It. That song gets me super pumped. I honestly, when I hear Look at Yourself, I actually just listen to it whenever with a chance to turn it on. I'm so shocked that it's an album I made. I can't believe I was a part of that. So I'm really proud of it, and I hope other people can enjoy it as well.
Oh yeah. All right, well, thank you so much for taking the time.
As always, thank you.
All right, signing out, guys.